So, welcome. Thank you guys for popping on. And I'm going to share a little bit today about what coaching is, and just kind of go through some of the questions and the things that you might. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. That you guys might be having about coaching, because when I started, I had a ton of reservations and a ton of questions. I need to do a ton of research, and I don't jump into something right away. So I'm going to start a little bit sharing kind of my venture into this and my story, and then here's kind of an overview, and I'll just talk about what you can see. So we're going to talk a little bit today about who Beachbody is, what a coach actually does, how a coach earns money, because these were all questions that I had. How do I get started? How much time does it take? What are the required costs? Will I have to push sales and be a Beachbody promoter? And then, do I need any additional certification for this? Does it conflict with anything that I might be doing? So I'm going to cover all of those questions today. But just a little bit about how I got into this. If you would have asked me or told me a year ago that I would be doing something like this, I would have laughed you out of the room. I am a huge skeptic of things like this. I've always had a passion for health and fitness, but it was very much a solo act for me. So I'm a runner. As you guys know, it was very much like, I do this on my own. I don't need to really talk to anybody about this. This is my thing. It's my space to be alone, to kind of recharge. And I never felt the need to share, to be able to do anything like that. Lauren, I think I'm going to mute you if that's okay, just for a second.
Oh yeah, sorry if there's something that's coming through.
No, that's okay. I'm going to see if I know how to do that. Let me just look really quick. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I was, after I had my girls, I was really not in the best place. I had a really hard pregnancy. The girls were born really early. And after, they were born, it just seemed like life was way too stressful. It was just, my husband and I worked our tails off to make ends meet. We didn't really have time for one another. And I just kind of thought, this is how it is. I am going to just have to work really hard. I'll try to fit in my health and fitness goals wherever I can. And I am going to, I'm just going to go through the motions. And it was a really depressing way to live. I felt like I didn't have any support. I didn't have a social forum where I could, I didn't have time to go out with my girlfriends anymore. I didn't have any of that stuff in my life anymore. And I was not the best version of myself. I felt like I was doing everything, but not doing none of it well. And so this kind of thing would have never been something that was on my radar. It was, I don't have time for this. I am not a salesperson. I think those things are scams. I don't want, I had every reservation, every skepticism that you could imagine. And I'm sure so many of you have those same thoughts and same feelings. So if you fast forward, to make a very long story short, last summer I started watching a friend, and Amy, you know her well, Caitlin from high school, and she was documenting her journey on Facebook using 21 Day Fix. And I just kind of followed her, and on a whim bought the program, but without reaching out to her. I just did it, and I'm like, I'm going to see what this is all about. I had a really horrible race at Boston. My running, although I felt good about it, it wasn't progressing, and I needed to add in strength training, but I needed something that I could do at home because I didn't have time to go to the gym anymore with my kids. So I bought it, started doing it, not only had results, physically had great results, but I ran my best marathon. And during that race at mile 23, when you're kind of emotional, I said, I'm going to reach out to her, and I'm going to just thank her for presenting this opportunity for me. So I reached out to her, and long story short, joined her accountability group, and it ended up being something that I didn't know that I needed. So what it was for me, and the way Caitlin has always done this, Caitlin never required that you buy anything or that you purchase anything from her. It was just a forum of women that were trying, that were on their own health and fitness journey, that were just trying to like do the best that they could. And it was a place where we could encourage and help and support one another. And it honestly was transformational for me. Having a group of women that I could lean on really, really helped me. And I started thinking about, okay, should I do this too? Because I know a lot of people that were struggling with the same things that I was. And I thought maybe I could do something like this. Maybe I could open up like an accountability group or a support group, and I could reach out to my friends and family and we could do this together. But I sat on it for a long time because, number one, I didn't want to get into network marketing. I didn't want to sell anything to people. I didn't want to be that annoying person on social media that was like, you see Beachbody coaches doing that all the time, where they're pushing sales and they're in your face and everything is Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. I did not want to be that person. I think that's annoying. And I didn't want to, I was just afraid of what people would think about it. But eventually it just became like, okay, I want, what everybody that I work with has in common is that we want to help people. And we want to share what we've learned about our own health and wellness journey and help ourselves in the process. I've become the most fit that I've ever been. My nutrition has been stronger than it ever has been because I get to share what I'm learning with other people, and they hold me accountable while I hold them accountable. So that's kind of my story. And the reason that I tell it is just because I had a ton of reservations about doing this whole thing. And it's ended up being such a positive, huge thing for me. It has been bucket filling. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'm just going to talk through some of the questions that I had right away. And then at the end, we can talk through any questions that you might have, or we can talk later on the phone or through email or whatever, if you still have things that you're wondering about. I think both of you know, and most people know who Beachbody is. So, Beachbody is the at-home fitness leader, and they have programs that work for people. And that's the best part about it. The programs everything is right there. You can work out at home with minimal equipment. If people want, there's a nutritional plan that is really solid that they can follow that helps them get results. And there's really something for everybody. So for me, the reason that I love Beachbody so much is, as a mom, I had a really hard time with my husband, especially with working full-time, bargaining, when am I going to go to the gym on top of working and running and all of those different things. So having something that I could do at home was huge for me. And I think that's huge for everybody else. The other thing that Beachbody has is what they're really known for is Shakeology, which is a nutritional replacement drink, which again, I was super skeptical of. I thought, I'm going to go into this and I'm just going to talk about the programs that I've used that have worked for me. I am not going to talk about Shakeology because I thought it was a scam. And it wasn't until I started using it and felt the results of it, in comparison to every other protein powder that I had used, because I had used a lot, that I started to think, okay, maybe this is something kind of different. So they have that as well. And it's something that has worked for a lot of people. So it's a lot of times the thing that gets people into Beachbody and is something that they want to kind of stick with. So, and I'll say one more thing with that. You're being a coach is a partnership with Beachbody. It is not you have to be everything Beachbody. I still run, I still go to the gym, I still go to a yoga class when I can. I just like having these options, and it's a way, and what I like about it is it gives people options. So it's a way that people can work out at home, or a program that they can use that's really attainable for a lot of people when they aren't able to sign up for a gym membership or get outside or whatever it may be. So it's a partnership. You are not Beachbody's salesperson. It's a partnership with them. And that's the way I look at it. So what does a coach actually do? And so many of us are already doing this, but you commit to your own health and fitness journey and you share what you're doing. And again, that doesn't mean that you have to share everything Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. It means sharing what you're doing, what's working for you, and helping others so that they can do the same thing and they can figure out how they can fit this into their own life. So it's not about pushing sales. I think sales is really icky. I think it's something that turns people off. It's really sharing what you're doing and inspiring other people. And it's also inspiring people who want help. So we all know people who might need help but don't want it. Coaching is really about inspiring the people who want help, that want change in their life. And you will be so surprised how many people come out of the woodwork when you start. I mean, and I'm sure so many of you have already seen this. When you post a workout photo or a photo of what you're eating, people reach out to you and say, how did you make that? Or what are you doing? Or what class are you taking? So it's just a way to inspire people who want help. You post inspiration on social media, not sales. So it's just something that, that's what we talk a lot about on my team, is just what inspires people. It's not like a picture of your Shakeology bag or your DVDs. It's about what did you make? How did you meal prep? Where did you go work out today? It's about inspiring people with all things in your life. And it doesn't have to be health and fitness either. It can be, if you're really into gardening, you can post about that. So it's just being an inspiring person on social media so that you get to help as many people as possible and you can connect with like-minded people. A coach engages in personal and professional development. So this is one of my favorite parts about Beachbody's mission, is they really believe that you invest in yourself and you learn how to build confidence. So that could mean listening to a podcast on nutrition or reading a self-help book, or it's optional. It's not something you have to do, but they strongly encourage that you try to become the best version of yourself by learning and by reading and doing everything that you can. So, for me, that's 10 minutes a day. I start out with reading something that inspires me. And it's made a huge difference in my life. There's somebody who works out and eats right, so that you can share your own journey. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being in the best shape of your life. It's about your own journey and sharing the things that you're doing that are working and sharing the things that you are struggling with as well. And then they host accountability groups online. Now, people do this a lot different. Some Beachbody coaches require that you have to purchase something from them. I have never done that. It's just a way to get a group of like-minded people together, and then throughout a month or a certain amount of time, you are their supporter and encourager, and you're the person who facilitates that group of people. So I do mine monthly. Some people do them every 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever, but it's a way to gather like-minded people and support one another and really share what you're doing with them. And then this is completely optional, but some Beachbody coaches decide to build and train a team. So that's where you would think about kind of making your outreach a little bit further. So you're helping people in your own accountability group, but maybe there's someone in your accountability group that could help even more people. You reach out to them and you support them in doing that as well. So that's kind of the big picture overview about what a coach does. So the next slide is, how does a coach earn money? So what is the sales part in this? So there's 2 ways that you earn money. The first is you get a commission on any Beachbody products or programs that you would sell. So if you sold 21 Day Fix to somebody, you get a 25% commission on that. So that's one way that you earn. The way that some people do this, where they make a lot of money doing it, is they get a team of people that they're going to train and support, and they get what are called team cycle bonuses if you train and you build a team. That's optional. It's not something that you have to do, but that's just kind of the other way that you make money in this business. So that's that. So then the next slide is, how do I get started if I wanted to do this, if this was something that I was thinking about? So the thing that really helped me is, after you enroll, this is completely optional as to where you would want to take it, what you want to do with it. I'm going to do a 30-day new coach training in September, where We're going to just talk about things like network marketing and how you do that, how you would host an accountability group, what would you put in that, how you would share your business or how you would inspire people on social media. I have a team called Be a Light where we do weekly trainings just about how you help people. It's not about sales. And I want to make that super clear because I think that is so icky and I think that turns people off. This is about helping others and inspiring others. And that's bottom line for me. There's other people who do it very differently and that's great. That works for them. But for me, if your heart isn't in helping people and inspiring people, then this team isn't the right place for you. The other thing is you would be part of a larger group that I'm part of called Koinonia Athletic. It's just a group of coaches who kind of support one another and answer any questions that might crop up. But the bottom line is you would be supported in whatever level you would want to take it. You would be supported in doing that from start to finish. And it's ongoing. So it doesn't you don't do the 30-day training or whatever, and then that's it. It's just ongoing. We're constantly in communication. How much time does it take? So that depends largely on your goal. So, with solid systems in place, you can work this for 1 to 2 hours a day and that's it, and you can do a ton, but you have to be super organized and productive and focused with your time. You get to make your own hours. So for me, I kind of work on things in the early morning before my girls wake up and at night. Or when I have a chance during the day, I'm on summer break right now to do it. So, but you get to decide what you want to do, how much you want to do, what days you want to work it. And the thing for me is it's stuff that I was doing anyways. I was already working out. I was already, in a challenge group at the time where I was posting my workouts and posting what I was doing. And so for me, that was kind of like the clicker. It was like this, I'm already doing this. So why not help my family financially and help myself financially by kind of posting and helping others do the same thing. And for me, it was like, I want to share what I'm doing because it's worked for me and it's helped me and it's helped me get through a lot of things. So I want to share that with other people. And so that to me was kind of the kicker. When I decided I'm just going to go for it, I thought, you know what, worst case scenario is it's overwhelming and it doesn't work. And I quit. I just don't do it anymore. And I just continue doing my own thing. Best case scenario is I get to do this awesome thing with a group of women that I like. And it empowers me and it empowers them. And it's a positive thing. And that's what I was looking for. And that's what it ended up being. And it far surpassed any goals or any expectations that I had about it. Because I was really skeptical about it. My husband was really skeptical about it too. So what are the required costs? So there's 2 ways that you can sign up, and it's really a low cost investment. You can pay a coaching fee for $39.95, and then the ongoing cost for the business is $15.95 a month afterwards. And that is because you get a website, you get that they upkeep for you, that they do everything for, and then you get access to what's called your Coach Online Office, which has everything at your fingertips, literally. Like any questions you might have, any training videos that you might want to watch, any PD that you want to access, you have it all there at your fingertips. And then the other way that you could enroll is you can purchase a challenge pack, which is a Beachbody fitness program and a 30-day supply of Shakeology. And when you do that, your enrollment fee is waived and it's your best deal. If you purchased a challenge pack in the last 30 days, then you can also just use that as your enrollment fee. And you just have to call Beachbody and we kind of get that worked out. And then it's not required at all, but they recommend it is that you are somebody who uses a Beachbody program or product. So whether that's like I use Shakeology every month. And I also do, the Beachbody programs, Beachbody On Demand, whenever I can, because I like them and they work. So it's not required though. You don't have to do that. It's just a recommended thing. So that's the required cost. I mean, it's a pretty low cost investment into something. So the worst case scenario is you buy a fitness program and a bag of Shakeology and then you don't like it. But you don't like the business opportunity, but you still have a great fitness program and you got a great nutritional supplement. So, I mean, that's kind of you can quit at any time. You can stop at any time. There's no fees for stopping. There's no anything like that. It's just, that's what it is. And then, do I have to push sales? Again, no, please don't be that person. The thing that I talk about a lot on our team, and this is like totally my mission, is that you inspire with people, you connect with people, you listen, and you help. And that's it. Whether that's helping them with something Beachbody related, or whether that's helping them with like getting them into a class that would be great for them, or sharing with them how you meal prep on Sundays, whatever they need help with, that's where I think we come in. You don't need an additional certification. You are not going to be a nutritionist or a fitness expert. You don't have to provide them workouts or meal plans or anything like that. You shouldn't do that unless you have the certification to do that. You're just providing support, encouragement, and resources. And I think that's the way I look at my partnership with Beachbody, is it's a great resource for people who need something, need a great workout program, need a nutritional supplement that they can use that I believe in. And then finally, I think that's it. Okay, so that's kind of the big, huge gist. Are there any questions that you two have? I know that you're the only two on the video. I want to be respectful of your time, but do you have any big questions right now, or things that you're thinking about?
I don't think so. I think your journey and reservations are mirrored in the exact same form of my reservations and questions. I mean, being in the health and fitness industry for 12 years,
Yep.
I've kind of been like the primary target for multi-level marketing.
Yep.
And like, I mean, you name it, I've been pitched it, and
Yep.
people see me as kind of like that golden ticket, like, oh, if I get her on my team, she's going to make me a bunch of money kind of thing. So like, I wanted to know how this was different. And honestly, the thing that's attracted me is the contagiousness part of it. You are never trying to sell me something. I mean, you have it available and it's there if you want it. But like I have a couple other friends that are doing the Beachbody programs as well, and it's never that generic salesy thing. It's just, holy shit, you guys are doing really cool things that I'm already doing, and I want to be part of that culture too. You know, building that culture is something that I've done for 10 years. That's what I did at Anytime Fitness for 8 years. You know, I'm not good at sales, but I do love building a culture and sharing what I'm learning with other people. Everything else you kind of answered.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, that's exactly for me what it is because I'm like, I am a teacher. I am not a person. I am not like, that is not anything that comes naturally to me. And that's not something that I want actually to become natural to me. It's just, I just thought like, this is for me, the experience of being in an accountability group where I had people uplifting me was so powerful. And to like couple that with the fact that the programs really did work. I mean, they're great programs. I'm not like, I do other things too. I'm not like a Beachbody robot, but so like if that can help some people, like if it can help people who need something, then that was the appeal to me. You know, there's people who do it differently too. Like some people are like, I'm all going to be about sales of Beachbody products and onboarding coaches that can do that. And that's not what I want. I want people, I don't care if people buy Beachbody stuff from you. I just want people to get help and, you know, cause that's what it's done for me. So that's kind of my big thing. And if, you know, what surprised me about that, because I didn't anticipate that, is I have, you know, financially been able to do really well with that approach, like not trying to sell something, just people are like, okay, tell me more about that. I want to try that. And it just kind of comes organically. And that's been nice. It's been nice to have an extra 200 a week. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that you get what you put into it and you can, you know, but that's been a game changer for our family. So that's the other piece. It's like, I want people who are already doing something like this to benefit from what they're already doing, you know? So that's where I'm coming from. That's my thought process.
Lindsay, how long have you been doing it, did you say?
I signed up in March. And then April was my first accountability group.
Got it. So is that still what I was just wondering, like, if you've been doing this when school is in session and how that like worked out for you in terms of fitting it in. I think I mentioned to you that I do like the Rodan and Fields thing.
Yep.
And I haven't been super active with it. And it's mostly about like finding the time and whatnot. So I was just curious, I'm like, how are you fitting this in when you've got the full-time job on top of it? Because I guess I don't know if you're doing anything else during the summer.
Yeah, so I'm not, well, I mean, I do a little bit of tutoring, but nothing.
Okay.
So I've gotten systems in place, and it's about organizing your time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Sundays are my day where I spend a few hours on it, to be honest, but that's been more this summer because I've been doing other things with it besides just the accountability group. But I think, an hour and a half a day, could be, you can get so much done. It's more like, if you can plan your content for your accountability group on a Sunday and like, this is what we're going to talk about, you're set to go. The other thing that I do, that I support people with is we share and borrow and with each other. So like Jenna and Chelsea, for example, are leading their own accountability groups. We are all in each other's groups. So if they post something that we like, we just copy and paste it and put it in our group, because it's like, we can't do this all on our own. So I share all my content. Like, so I will share with you, here's my structure for my accountability groups. Here's what I post. You get to make it how you want. You can literally like change everything. You can do everything the same, but that's just a way to save you some time, because I think that's the thing I've learned too, is like, I need systems in place. I need things that make this easy to do. And then for me, the bigger time thing is just checking in with people, like checking in with the people in the challenge group, encouraging them. But it's stuff that I like doing. So it doesn't feel like a time suck. It's stuff that I can do like while I'm watching TV with my husband, that kind of thing. So, and I'm doing it, like I said, and I think this is true for you, Lauren, I'm doing it anyway. Like I'm working out anyway. I'm posting what I'm eating anyway. Like that was what sold me a little bit. My husband was like, why don't you do it? Because you're already doing it.
Yeah. I think for me too, like the one thing I've been like, I think about it and I'm like, cause I totally get the business model. I feel like I have a good grasp on the business model and kind of what you would need to do to actually, if I wanted to put it into a sales perspective or not, all of that. I think what I have a hard time with is like when I am trying to fit my workouts in, it is more about like trying to fit it into my day. And those tend to be those workouts over lunch that I'm doing at work.
Yeah.
And I'm having a harder time fitting in like the Beachbody workouts. Yeah. And so I totally get that you don't, but like if I were to go into this coaching for Beachbody, I would want to be able to be like a ambassador for the brand, if you will. And not push it and not be pushing it salesy. I would have wanted to at least probably gotten through a full program once.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's where I'm kind of struggling too, is like, how could I tie that in? And it's, not just all about these other different ways to work out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think, a lot of coaches too, like what they'll do is they'll just do a program start to finish and they track that. And I think when you're in a challenge group with people, you get motivated to do that more often, like you're just like, and some people don't. I mean, in all honesty, some Beachbody coaches really don't do that. They promote Shakeology, as their nutritional thing, or they just offer it up. Like they do their own, like their own thing with it. So,
Yep.
That
makes sense.
So does that answer questions?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm going to be respectful of your time and be able to let you guys get on with your day. But if you have more questions or things that you're thinking about, just email me and Amy, if you still want to chat today, I would love to, because I can see this going so many different ways for you too.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yep. So I'll give you a call around 2:00 my time. But if you guys have any more questions, just reach out and we'll get started and we'll be able to go from there. So
awesome.
I'd love to talk more.
Thanks, Lindsay.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.